The first time I saw the sky fracture like glass, I knew the universe had underestimated humanity. The horizon split open, a jagged crack of violet lightning, and through it poured an army unlike anything the galaxy had ever catalogued. Colossal, shimmering beings, their forms bending physics itself, descended over the ruined cities of Earth. I had been stationed on Mars, a scout for the Zyret Dominion, tasked with cataloging weak planets, and yet nothing in my calculations or in our archives had predicted this. A single human ship rose from the smoking ruins of New York, engines flaring like defiance incarnate. But that was only the beginning. I watched from orbit as Lieutenant Caravas, barely 27, piloted the vessel into the heart of the invading godlike beings. She was alone, no backup, no protocol, just a burning human instinct I had never understood. Why do they fight when the odds are certain death? My commander, Dralis, whispered, his antennae quivering in disbelief. None of us were prepared for the truth. By the time I landed, Earth was unrecognizable. Skyscrapers were shredded into jagged skeletons. Forests glowed with unnatural bioluminescence where alien terraforming tech had taken root. The air smelled of ozone and iron, and the ground hummed beneath our boots as if it knew the reckoning had come. I expected despair, but what I saw was defiance. Humans were everywhere, armed with scavenged tech and improvised weapons, charging headlong into beings that had reduced entire fleets to stardust. What I saw next changed everything. Lieutenant Voss appeared at the crest of a ruined bridge, her armor scorched and dented, yet her eyes burned brighter than any Zyret sensor could measure. "We hold this line," she shouted at a squad of stunned alien soldiers. "For Earth, for everyone who breathes." One of our analysts muttered, "They are suicidal." But I had watched her dodge a strike that should have incinerated her instantly, and I realized human survival was not bound by logic. It was something else, something dangerous, something even gods feared. We joined her, my squad reluctantly, expecting a massacre. Instead, the humans formed ranks that were chaotic and beautiful, a storm of unpredictability. Their weapons were crude by interstellar standards, yet every shot counted. Every maneuver exposed weaknesses the aliens never considered. Kara laughed, a short, sharp sound that pierced the alien roars like a blade. "You're not gods," she said. "You're just big targets." That line echoed in my mind as we pressed forward, and I wondered, were we cataloging a species or witnessing evolution in its most violent form? Then came the first twist. During a lull in the fighting, a human scientist, Dr. Eli Navarro, approached us cautiously. His hands trembled, but his eyes were steady. "The aliens aren't invaders," he whispered. "They're harvesters. They're after something inside humans, something that scares them." The words hit harder than any plasma cannon. What could humans possibly have that terrifies beings like them? But that was only the beginning. As we pushed deeper into the city, the truth revealed itself in fragments. Entire buildings were built around energy conduits that resonated with human brain waves. The Zyret beings were not merely attacking. They were seeking to extract human potential, something the Dominion records had never anticipated. Every human we fought alongside seemed to amplify the chaos around them, as if defiance itself was a weapon. I watched a group of civilians, children armed with nothing more than handguns, fend off a drone that could vaporize them in seconds. How? I had no answer. None of US did. By the halfway point, the battle had escalated to a point beyond comprehension. Aliens bent reality. Humans responded with ingenuity that defied physics. And then the mid-story rehook. Kara was struck down, not by a weapon, but by a psychic assault that should have destroyed her mind. Our squad froze, paralyzed by the horror of what we had just witnessed. Yet, even as she collapsed, her body convulsing, her eyes flared, and the ground beneath the Zyret trembled. The humans rallied around her, and for the first time I realized survival was only part of their nature. They had something else, something the universe itself did not understand. Dralis, my commander, turned to me with fear in his eyes. "They are evolution incarnate." I didn't respond. I couldn't. I was witnessing humans rewrite the rules of engagement in real time. Every tactic, Every strategy the Zyrith relied on was being undermined by sheer unpredictability. They fought not just with weapons, but with emotion, rage, grief, hope, and love. Forces our calculations had labeled irrelevant. The revelation came in waves. Dr. Navarro revealed a hidden network beneath the ruins, a human-engineered device capable of amplifying neural resonance. They built this to protect us, he said. We never thought we'd need it. But now, it's the only thing that can stop them. The device pulsed, syncing with every human in range. I felt it in my chest, a raw, uncontainable power. The aliens faltered. They did not know how to fight humans united in this way. But even with this advantage, the personal stakes were highest for Kara. She had been infected by the psychic assault, and the device was our only chance to save her and to turn the tide. I watched as she rose, trembling, and whispered, "If I fall, the rest will carry on. That's a human way." Her courage was infectious. Soldiers, human and alien alike, halted in disbelief as she charged the enemy again, unarmed, using the resonance of her own mind to fracture the battlefield. What happened next was cinematic in a way that words can barely capture. The sky split again, but this time humans were the storm. Aliens toppled like puppets, their godlike arrogance no match for instinct and willpower combined. The city's ruins shimmered with human energy, a radiance that left even me breathless. And in the aftermath, silence fell. The Zyrith retreated, not defeated, but humbled. They had learned what countless civilizations before them had failed to comprehend. Humans were an untamed force. I knelt beside Kara as she collapsed, exhaustion etched into every line of her body. "You've changed everything," I said, my voice hoarse. She smiled faintly, pain flickering her eyes. "No," she whispered. "We always had. You just needed to see it." And at that moment, I understood why God still feared us. Not our technology, not our numbers, but something deeper, something elemental. Humanity was unpredictable. Humanity was unstoppable. Humanity was alive. As the sun rose over the ruined city, I realized the universe had been hiding a truth it couldn't fully articulate. The apex predator of the cosmos wasn't the strongest, the smartest, or the most numerous. It was the one who refused to yield, the one who fought with heart when logic screamed surrender. And humans were that species. I looked at the horizon, still smoking, still scarred, and felt a mixture of awe and terror. The Zyrith might return. Others would come. Entire civilizations would doubt our power. But we would be ready, because humans didn't just survive, they transcended. They became legends in the moments when all seemed lost. And I knew, with a certainty that burned through me, the universe would never forget this day. The day I battled beside humans was the day I finally understood why God still feared them. Even as I spoke these words to my recorder, the city whispered its own secret. Defiance is contagious, and humanity is eternal.